Good morning, everyone. This is Wasim Heather. If you want to study in America and would like to apply to US universities for admission, you have come to the right place. In this video, I'll be sharing my computer screen with you to show you three main things. The first thing is the university selection. I'll be using US News Ranking website to look at overall university ranking and the department ranking to select a university. Once you have selected few universities, the second thing which I would like to show you is how you can browse university web pages to look for admission requirements, such as whether GRE is required or not, minimum English proficiency test requirements, application fee, and whether it can be waived or not, how many letter of recommendations are needed, application deadlines, and so on. In the second part, I will also show you how you can browse faculty web pages to look at their research profiles. In the third part, I'll be creating a spreadsheet where we can keep all the admission requirements at one place. It will make your life simple and keep you very organized. With that being said, let's get started.
So every time when you would like to apply for admission, the first thing is the university selection. There are several criterias on which you can select a university, such as ranking, faculty reputation, research facilities, scholarships and fellowships, location, and so on and so forth. Today in this video, I'll be mainly focusing on ranking because I know a lot of overseas students, when they try to select the university, they pay a lot of focus on ranking of the university. And then now, as far as the ranking is concerned, there is a QS ranking, which lists basically world top universities, and Times Higher Education ranking. And in US, we use US News ranking because here we are focusing on how we can apply to the US schools. So that's why I would just only focus on US News ranking. In order to see the particular universities for the US News ranking, I want you to go to Google and type in US News ranking. And then you would get this US News best colleges. If you click here, you're gonna see this website, and on the very top you would see national universities. So you can click here, see the full list of the universities. So here you could see the top universities in the US. So now the first one is Princeton, MIT, Harvard, and if you keep going, you're gonna see Stanford, Yale, and the list goes on, right? If you are an average student, you don't really have to apply on these top schools. So if you keep going down the list, you're gonna see some middle tier universities or some lower tier universities. But remember, all the universities which are offering a PhD program in the US are good universities. So I would encourage you to apply. If you're an average student, you can pick one or two top universities, but mainly you should focus on middle tier universities, which are, ranked, let's say, below 50 or so. Similarly, if I go back to Google, and I'm gonna put here, let's say if your department is chemistry. I want you to write chemistry US News ranking. Hit enter, and then you're gonna see best chemistry programs. So here there are 212 programs or universities which are basically top in the field of chemistry. You can see Caltech, MIT, Berkeley, Harvard, and then the list goes on. One way is basically you can select your university basis on the ranking of the university, and at the same time you can select the university based on the ranking of the department in which you are interested in. So whatever your department is, you can look into those. So for example, you can try physics, US News ranking, you're gonna get the best physics schools in the US. And as you can see here, there are 190 results, and you can see the list of those universities. And once you have selected 15 to 20 different universities, what I want you to do is to develop an Excel sheet or a spreadsheet like this. So here I'm gonna number the universities 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm gonna put the name of the university in this column, and then here I have US News ranking. You can also put another column for QS ranking or Times Higher Education ranking, right? Once you select these universities, you're gonna go to their websites, and then you can see if they require a GRE or not, what is their TOEFL or minimum IELTS requirement, do they accept Duolingo or not, what kind of the reports they need, do they accept unofficial TOEFL score reports, or they need only the official score reports. Similarly, application fee, right? So if it's $50 application fee or $100 application fee, so you can list those fees as well. Similarly, if you have requested for a fee waiver, so a lot of universities, if you attend their one-day seminar or a session online, sometimes they would waive your application fee. Similarly, in I column, I have application deadline. So some universities have a strict deadline and they receive the applications before the deadline, and then once the deadline is passed, they do not receive any new applications, and then they review the applications and make decisions. Some other universities have admissions on the rolling basis. Rolling admissions is basically that they accept the applications almost all the year round, and then they make decisions as they receive the applications. So if you want, you can here put a graduate office contact. So you can put a graduate program director's email or a graduate school email, any kind of like their contact information which you would like to put here. If you want, you can put their acceptance rates. I have their in the next column, I have LORs, which is letter of recommendations. Towards the end, I have application status or the additional notes. So this type of spreadsheet would keep you highly organized because you have all the information on that one spreadsheet. So all of these things would help you to keep very organized. So now I would also tell you how you can browse the university pages or the departments, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Google, and let's say I am going to see chemistry department, let's say chemistry department at Michigan State University. So here the first link is chemistry.msu.edu. So here you could see that I have how to apply. They have a general admissions, frequently asked questions, required documents to upload, domestic and international applicants, English proficiency requirement, and all the other details. Similarly, if you go to current students, and then this is very going to be important for you prospective students, right? Because you would like to get admission. So you could see a lot of information here as well. So for example, if I go to English language proficiency requirement, it gives you details here that, okay, your internet-based TOEFL score, no subscore should be less than 19 for reading, listening, and speaking, and no writing subscores should be below 22. And your average minimum score for TOEFL should be 80. Similarly, for IELTS, your minimum score should be 6.5, and no subscore either for listening, reading, writing, or speaking should not be less than 6. So your Duolingo score should be at least 110 or higher. There are these exams, any exams which you can take, but of course, as I've said many times before, that Duolingo is online, it is cheaper, and it's easier. There are general admission FAQs, so you can go to those in detail and see, does MSU Department of Chemistry offer an application fee waiver? And then it says, we understand that you will be prompted to pay the application fee. Please contact us to see if you're eligible for an application fee waiver. So it means that if you write them, then you may have a chance to get the application fee waiver. I would encourage you to write them an email or contact them and see if they can waive your application fee. So for example, it also tells you, so when and where should I have my transcripts mailed? So here, as an international student, you could see that this is the address where you need to mail your transcripts. So go through all of these requirements and very, very carefully. Take your time. Do not rush. Please do not rush, because if you prepare your application very thoroughly, and if you have a very well thought and very well planned, let's say statement of purpose or CV or your application form, I'm telling you that that's going to make a big difference. So just take your time, review all of these requirements in detail, and visit most of these sections which you feel that are relevant to you, and then apply. In fact, what I would encourage you is, like, all the information once you get, you can go ahead and update this. You can put here Michigan State University, you can put its ranking, its GRE requirement, TOEFL, and put as much as you can and try to populate this spreadsheet. Probably another important information which you want to see is the faculty or their research areas, right? So I'm going to put here chemistry faculty at MSU, right? So I'm just going to go to this website and I'm going to click add faculty members. So now if you go to this website, you're going to see the list of the faculty members, right? And their email addresses and their research areas or their specialties and so on and so forth. Whatever the professor or whatever the research area, let's say if he's working on deep spectroscopy for breakthrough molecular discovery. So whatever the research areas you like, you can go. So let me click at Bebek Borhan and see. So here is his research area. You can see the research description in detail. You can click here to get a PDF of highlights of basically his research on synthetic and bioorganic chemistry and organic spectroscopy. Other than that, his CV is also listed here. His awards are here. His area of interest is here. His selected publications are here. Here you can see what kind of areas in which he's publishing and also what type of journals he's publishing in. So again, take your really time before you approach this or any other professor. So you have to be very well thought, very well planned. You have to be, fully prepared before you start communicating with the graduate school or with the professors. So once you visit 15 or 20 universities and their departments, whatever your department is, right? Once you visited their website, try to go back to your Excel sheet and try to populate as much as you can. So here's a list which we populated with one of the MSU student, Shazib Tariq. In fact, he was nice enough to share his own Excel sheet which he prepared when he was applying for the graduate school. He did a really nice thing. So he had listed all these universities. He put the US ranking. Again, as I said, if you want, you can put the QS ranking as well, GRE required or not required, minimum TOEFL scores, if they accept official or unofficial scores, again, application fee, waiver, deadlines, all of these things are there. If you get accepted or not, or if you can put all of those ones, or if you are looking for status, okay, I've completed this applications, I'm still waiting for some documents and all those things. So this is basically a good way to keep yourself very organized, and I think it's a great way to be very systematic and very thorough when you're applying. So everything is at one place. Also, I would like to go back here. So once you have selected the ranking, once you have visited their website, so it is very important that you really take your time and you spend time to review the university department or the program pages. You specifically review different professors' research profile, as I've just showed you. You can contact the graduate program officer with general questions regarding admission, regarding the admission requirements, or even about the degree requirements, right? Because you also want to study what are the requirements if you do get accepted. How would the qualifying exam gonna be looking like? What kind of PhD dissertation and all those different questions which you may have, or how much of the coursework you need to complete. Also, you can contact professors if you have specific questions regarding their lab, or if you have specific questions regarding their research, right? So I think all of these ones are important. But anyways, towards the end, I just wanted to once again tell you that that the application in general is a completed application form, statement of purpose, transcripts, resume, GRE, IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo, and letter of recommendations and application fee. So these are the requirements.
Thank you for watching this video, and good luck with your applications.